Alright, hello everyone, Conman here. It is time for another Heroes A to Z. We're a little late on this one. We're going to check out Junkrat. That's right, buddy. So Junkrat came out 2 or 3 weeks ago now. I forgot how long it's been. Fortunately, in waiting so long, there's already been a balance patch that would have changed things up. He did get a couple of buffs. He was way down near like the lowest tier, 44%, 45%, something like that, just above Medivh. He's now jumped up a little bit. I haven't looked at the numbers just today, but he's still on the lower end of things. He's from Overwatch. He's an interesting character, definitely unique. I guess his MO in Overwatch is that he likes to bring chaos, and that's kind of what he can do here in the Nexus. So for starters, he's classified as an assassin, which I find to be an interesting classification. I mean, he can pump out some damage. He can actually do surprising amounts of damage, but it's over time. Kind of just at range, spammy with his grenades. He does have some talents that can give him some burst damage, and he's got some ults that can drop some damage, but I do think he tends to play more like a specialist, and I think as we go through you'll see why. So for starters, he's got, you see here, level 20, 2960 health. I'm not sure why this says 2961, whatever, good job Blizzard. So it puts him on the lower end of health ranges for assassins. I think he's above Tracer and above Vala by a bit, although it could be argued that both of those have more mobility than Junkrat does. He has no mana. See, his one little resource here is his grenades, which you're seeing right here, like that. So he's got his auto attack, which are kind of grenades, and then he's got actual grenades that he can fling out at a range, which is his Q that we'll talk about. So nothing too out of the ordinary other than that he's very squishy. Movement, and he doesn't use mana, so feel free to use your abilities at will. So what are those abilities that we were just talking about? So let's take a look. First off is his Q. It is Frag Launcher. Oh, actually, before I get there, it is important to note. Let's see if we can get some minions over here. His auto attack does splash damage as all the minions get killed. Good job, guys. Let's where am I looking at? Refresh. There we go. His auto attack does splash damage, which makes him very good at clearing out waves. That's one of the reasons why I think he's kind of specialist-y. So I go like that, you see this is damaging, it's not too fast, but it is damaging that whole minion wave right there, that group that he's in. Obviously this will affect heroes as well, so it makes it kind of nice. Anyhow, back to the abilities. So, first is Frag Grenade. Frag Grenade, it's his basic one, it's his main source of damage, I would say, outside of his auto attacks. 12-second charge cooldown, it holds 4 charges. They will all refresh at the same time. So don't be afraid to use them. If you're about to, if your charge is about to run up and you only have 1 grenade left, feel free to fire it off. All 4 will come back all at the same time, as you see, just like that. So it's got a decent range. You see let me back off here. You see it's got a bit of a vector target here. So where the X is, if you see like where the target is on the screen, right at the edge of that arrow, that's where the grenade's gonna land. So you can see it drops here, and it's gonna bounce, and it's gonna go a little ways. If it hits a wall, it will bounce back. You can, because of this, use it to actually shoot over buildings, over terrain. So if I go over here and I aim this over here, I can get it to shoot over the wall and into enemy territory. It does do reduced damage to structures, so you can't just like stand behind a wall and spam all day long. It says 50% less damage to structures. I think that might be a bug. I thought they reduced that. I thought it's 75% now. I might be incorrect. Oh, there we go. There's the one they changed. This is 75%, which is his trait. His trait we'll get to as well. His trait is another one of those traits where if he dies, that's the only time it gets value. So I think it's similar to Overwatch. If you die, let's go play tag with this boss here. So what'll happen is once I die, I'll drop a bunch of grenades like that, and they do a whole bunch of damage. 21 in the area. So that's his trait. So if you know you're going to go down, it probably makes sense to kind of give a group hug to the enemy team. Maybe you can take somebody with you or do some damage, stuff like that. His next ability is, here we go, Concussion Mine. You place a mine down there. It's got a 16-second cooldown. It's fired off by your trait button. I'm going to toggle cooldowns just to make it easy. So it can do 2 things. One, I mean, it does damage. It can knock people around, including yourself, kind of like this. It does no damage to yourself. Depending on where you are, like the closer you are to the center of the concussion, the the shorter distance that you'll go. It's kind of hard to aim unless you get it just right. You see, that time I went kind of more straight up into the air. You can fire enemies around just like that, so if you place it well, it does have a second before you can actually fire it off, but if you place it well, you can actually knock, for example, if an enemy's kind of pushing an enemy back up into your walls, up over your walls, something like that, to kind of secure a kill. He can be very mobile using this mine, so if you're being chased, you can kind of throw this out in front of you, maybe not that far out, and go like this, and suddenly you're out of harm's way. There are some talents that we'll talk about that will allow you to use that more often. And his next one here is Steel Trap, 12-second cooldown. Places a trap on the ground that arms after 2 seconds. It deals a bunch of damage at the first enemy, and it roots them for 2 seconds. Now this isn't something that you can't really use at will. See, it does take some time to mine there. It will also, as you see, it will target enemy minions, so this isn't heroes only, so you got to be careful if you're going to use that in the middle of a wave. I like to use it if I'm off to the wave on the side. Let's go back up here, so I'm wasting some time. I like to use it like in the bush where the enemy can't see it. I actually missed that right there, in the bush where the enemy can't see it. It does take a lot of time to charge, to arm itself, so you want to use this. It's good for just defensive perimeter. If there's an objective that you're about to capture, you can kind of toss one out up in the bushes nearby, and hopefully somebody will walk in there, and if they do get hit, either they're coming, or you can set them up for a bunch of grenade spam there. So those are his main abilities. Let's look at his ults. We're just going to pick whatever. He's got 2 ults. First one is Riptire, which is pretty much exactly what you would expect in if you played Overwatch. Looks something like this. So you can Q, which will jump, and then if you hit R, it will explode and do a whole bunch of damage. It'll knock people back. It does quite a lot of damage depending on how close they are to the middle. Closer to the middle, the more damage that it does. A couple of things to note about this. One, it can be destroyed. It's only got, let's see, what does it say here? It doesn't actually show it there in the tooltip. I'll finish out. You'll see it's got this purple bar. This is kind of its fuel gauge. If this runs out before you explode it, it will just kind of harmlessly fall over. So you make sure you use it. There you go. 1162 health. So it actually can be targeted, and if the enemy's smart, it can be destroyed if you're quick enough. So it's in your best interest to be able to use this in a position. You see the enemy gets knocked away there. To use this in a position where the enemy isn't going to be able to run away and you're going to run out of time, or they're going to be able to destroy it. Something else to keep in note, you are rooted while this is going on. Like, I'm right here. I am completely vulnerable. If the enemy was able to sneak through, they would be able to do a whole bunch of damage to me. The other ult, let's reset your talents here. We'll go through. The other ult is Rocket Ride, is the flashy one, I guess. It's one of those things. Here's what it does. Takes a second and a half to charge up. You get this target here, you can move this around. When it explodes, it does a crap ton of damage. It drops a bunch of grenades, kind of like your trait, and it brings you back to spawn. Now also, it brings you back to spawn on a rocket, so you have 250% move speed to go back to where you were pretty quickly. It can be really effective. It does a crap load of damage. It can, even if you don't get the initial kill, I've definitely gotten kills off the grenades after I go. You want to be, you're going to want to use this to kind of chase trailing characters around, something like that. I've seen, I think, a mistake that I personally think that people do is they use this as an engage. And the problem when you do that is, you got a group of enemies, you jump up for the engage, you come in there, okay, you do some damage, and now you're effectively, if you don't kill anyone outright, you're effectively out of the fight. And sure, you do get the bonus where you get to come back quickly, but you're still effectively out of the fight and forcing your team down to fight like 4v5 until you get back there. So timing on that is pretty important. Let's go through some of the talents. We'll reset here. We'll take a look. A couple good ones at level 1. I'm quite fond of put some English on it. Increase the frag launcher's travel distance by 50%, but does not increase its speed. So it's still the same speed of the frag launcher, but
choose a talent.
You see you get a lot of extra distance on it, which can be quite nice in hitting those trailers. You have extra wound timers, extra wound timers. Wound? I'm not sure which one that is. Frag launcher grenades last an additional 2 seconds before automatically detonating. I'm not sure how often that's going to be useful. I know I've never really taken it much. Somebody can tell me where I'm wrong. I think you would want them to explode more quickly. It could be useful if maybe you're just like trying to track down the trailers and you get that little extra roll onto it. And then you have Bouncy Bouncy. Upon colliding with terrain for the first time, frag launcher grenades deal 20% more damage. Alright, and then after that Bouncy, it does more damage there. You see, you get the bonus, that's the damage straight away, 281. And if it bounces off the wall and comes back, it does 337. Oh, it's important to note that it will bounce off terrain, but it will explode onto the first enemy that it hits of any type. And it does do the splash damage as well, same as your auto attacks. I'm not sure if I mentioned that before. That's kind of important. Level 4, Taste for Explosions. Here is your quest talent. He doesn't have a quest baseline. So hitting a hero with Frag Launcher increases its damage by 0.5 up to 100. This is one of the talents that was recently buffed. I guess something that's also important to mention, you got here this little icon here. This shows you when you have a trap out there. If I do one of these.
Lays a trap for his prey.
There you go, just so you can see what you've got going on.
This bomb's for you!
Here we have Bonzer Hits. Hit enemy heroes 12 times with Concussion Mine. The reward, you get more damage and it knocks enemies back 30% further. And then Trap them all. Hit 7 heroes with Steel Trap. Reduces the cooldown and increases the maximum number of active traps to 3. So if you can get this, you can have 3 traps up at once, and that can be pretty, you can set some interesting stuff for the enemy team. At 7, Tricky Shuffles. When Frag Launcher has no charges left, you gain 15% movement speed. This can be nice. You know, distance is going to be your friend, so if your Frag Launcher is up, you're very, very vulnerable. You can't really do a whole lot of damage. You don't want to get too close to the enemy, unless you have like an escape plan, kind of something like that. So that is useful to have. You've got Big Ass, increased Steel Trap's radius and damage by 50%, and then Sticky Wicket. It no longer roots enemies, but it slows them by 90% for 3.5 seconds. So instead of a root for 2, it's a 90% slow for 3.5. We already kind of covered the ults. 13. I've been a big fan of Ripper Air. So let's go through. We'll just go through. We'll
Choose
take
a
that.
talent. Choose a talent.
So Ripper Air,
Choose
as
a
you see here,
talent.
Junkrat is knocked back 50% farther. And additionally, if you're the only one hit,
I'll just
I'll toggle cooldowns again here.
more walking. Why not?
The cooldown is reduced, kind of like this. You can use this, if you're the only one getting hit, you can use this to kind of travel the map pretty quickly and make up for some time and just, alright, I'm going to go over here, yoink, do stuff like that. So I'm a big fan of that one. We have Bogged Down. Enemies launched by Concussion Mine are then slowed, and then Shattering Teeth, Steel Trap will slowly chase nearby enemy heroes. So I think all of these could be pretty nice. 16, Burst Fire.
Choose a talent.
Frag Launcher shoots all at once, but it reduces one of the charges. So instead of having 4 grenades, you now only have 3 grenades, and it's all fired off at once. But it does reduce the cooldown to 6 seconds, so you get to cast it more often. We have Endless Nades. Hitting an enemy hero will reduce a cooldown by 1.5 seconds, and then Spread Volley, 30-second cooldown. What you can do, we'll reset. We'll show this in action.
Choose a talent.
Spread Volley does something like this. It shoots 3 in a spread. You do get the full 4 charges. It is important to note, we'll let the cooldown run up here. If you do one of these, if you only have 1 charge left and then you fire, that's pretty much all you get. So you're going to want to make sure that you use this when you have the full set of 4 charges. Otherwise, it's going to be largely wasted. Level 20, we've got Extra Oomph. Increase Riptire's knockback, and reduce its cooldown by 20 seconds for each enemy hit. So if you can hit like a group of enemy heroes, you can significantly reduce the cooldown. I actually saw one clip where like the enemy heroes were all grouped up. It was one of those wombo combo type things, and he got to cast it like 4 times right in a row. It was actually quite funny. The upgrade for Rocket Ride reduces its cooldown by 70 seconds. It is by default 100 seconds, so that can be pretty significant. We've got, as I knock into the mic, we've got Cannonball. Increase the radius and explosion radius of grenades by 50% for both your basic attacks. See, it looks something like that. Boom! Lots of explosions. And then boom, pow, all in caps. Hitting an enemy hero with Concussion Mine reduces its cooldown by 10 seconds, so you can have Concussion Mine up more often. So that's Junkrat in a nutshell. He's very squishy. You're going to want to keep, basically, the playstyle that I've been using with him so far, you're going to want to keep your distance. You kind of hang back, throw some grenades, maybe place a trap in here, hopefully better in the bushes where the enemy actually can't see it, because that would be a thing. Do stuff like that. If you can, also careful placement of your Concussion Mine. You either want to place it, behind you or near you, where you can make a quick escape, or you can very much place it aggressively something like this, where you can try to bait an enemy into coming over here and setting up, plays for your team. His weaknesses, very, very little mobility. If his cooldowns are up outside of Concussion Mine, he has very little mobility. Like, he's got nowhere to go. You can use Rocket Ride in some cases to kind of like a get yourself out of, jail free card, as I mumble through that. If you know you're going to be killed and you think you can survive for 1 1/4 seconds, you can fire it off, and you can kind of get back into it, because you will obviously, when you respawn, end up at full health. Right back over here, you'll be put right back in full health, so it would allow you to come back. So you do got to be careful. It's not something, your weaknesses are going to be a dive heavy comp. Like Illidan, if he can latch onto you, is going to be trouble. Characters with high mobility, Tracer is probably going to be one of the banes of your existence, because she's going to be very difficult to hit with the grenades. Plus, she can kite you around till Kingdom Come. Like, you want to keep your distance from somebody like Tracer. Kerrigan, if Kerrigan goes in and gets a dive on you, anybody like that who gets up in your grill is going to be bad news. So you're going to want to stay as far away from them as possible, unless the opportunity presents itself to kind of move up and make some plays. You do have some good wave clear. You can go in, kind of do stuff like that. Now, this is the level 20 upgrade on the grenades, so it's a little more damage than you would expect, but still, you burn through that minion wave pretty quickly. You're not so great at killing structures, because your grenades only do 50% damage to structures. You're not so great at killing structures, but you're better at like bringing the push to them, doing stuff like that. I've also found, you can be very good at disrupting objectives, depending on what the objective is. If it's a channeled objective, you can kind of just hang back, fire off grenade, force the enemy to move or take damage and interrupt the channel. Do it again, do it again. There are a lot of stall tactics that you can do with Junkrat, which makes him pretty useful in maps like that. Stuff with a lot of choke points will be great. If you got a choke point here, if this is your only entry point into some part in the map, you can drop your trap in there down. That's area denial. The enemy team can see this. They know it's there, but like their choice is they either have to, run into it and eat it and be rooted for 2 seconds, or they've got to like walk around and, wind them into where you want them to go, and now you can fire off stuff, and your team can help them out. Same thing with the Concussion Mine. They can see the Concussion Mine. They know it's there. It's not invisible, but their choices are either to walk through it, potentially getting, exploded and boosted around, or to avoid it entirely and forcing them into a position that you would rather them be. So that's Junkrat in a nutshell. Let's not waste any more time. We'll hop into a quick match game. We'll see how we go. There are a couple of builds you can do. I've been going just straight up grenade build. You can kind of build around your trap or your Concussion Mine to kind of give yourself a lot of mobility. And in practice, I've been using the Riptire a lot more as my ultimate. Why am I back here? Let's go quit. Only because it does, I think it's a little more consistent in terms of the damage, and I don't like to leave my team.
It's a perfect day for some mayhem.
When I start the team fight. And we'll see how this goes. Hopefully this won't take too long. We're in the middle of the day here, so the queue should be pretty quick. 35 seconds, that's quite a lot. Not too much going on in the skins department for Junkrat so far. I mean, I guess that's an interesting one. I don't have that yet. You can keep your 1600 shards. I'm not too worried about that. I'm saving up for the Alarak announcer. And there we go. Okay, great. So we have a Lili, a Tracer, a Kel'Thuzad, and a Gazlo. So this is not the best composition for Junkrat to be in. You really want a strong front line, somebody that can kind of protect you and peel for you. The only person who can really peel for you here is KT with the chains. Not a whole lot of peel going on elsewhere. On the other hand, Nova will be a lot of trouble for me. If she sneaks up on me, she can take me out pretty quickly. Azmodan can drop, as I rearrange my chair, pardon the noise, Azmodan can drop, some dunks at a distance. Chromie can nuke from a distance. So this is not the most ideal team to play against. The good news is, they don't have a whole lot of damage. It's really bursty, so if we can avoid some of it, maybe we'll be okay. I don't know how well this is going to play out, but we shall see. And we are on Blackheart's Bay, which everything is, when it comes to Blackhearts, is frankly fucked. The double heal there does give me a little bit of concern. So what I'm thinking here, my plan here, just kind of hang with the team for a bit, see what I can do. Maybe place my steel trap into positions where I think Nova is going to roam, have her avoid that, walk into it, something like that, which will pop her up, and then we can do some damage. And as we wait here, hopefully somebody's internet will come to and allow us to get into the game. The Lily rework is not live yet. It's only on the PTR, so this is still current Lily, pre-rework Lily. Here we go. Maybe it's my internet that's taking a crap. Look at that. It's still pre-rework Lily, so she is not super changed up yet. Here we go. All right, just waiting on Asmodan. There we go. Okay, great. So I'm gonna go a distance build here. I want to put some English on it. They've got a lot of range. Asmodan can go range. Chromie can do some range. Even Nova can get range on me. I want to be able to shoot my grenades out at a distance. So I'm gonna go put some English on it. Kind of go a nade build and see what I can do. Looks like Gazlo and Tracer are gonna go down bottom, which is okay. I'm fine with Gazlo being bottom. I don't know if we need Tracer. Here she comes. She's coming back. All right. So this is fine so far. I would say we have some better push. Asmodan can do some push. That'll be an interesting trade. We'll see if Asmo goes bottom. Alright, I'm going to hang out behind my team so far. I really don't know how well this is going to play out. We are very, very squishy. Alright, Chromie goes Time Walker's Pursuit at level 1. See, oh, I missed that. See if I can chuck some grenades over this terrain. What I want to do is do one of these here. I want to put that there. See, that's what I'm worried about. Nova can just come up and do a lot of damage to me. And it's not so great. I'm also getting some slowdown, which isn't great either. I'm going to put that trap right there. There will be... That's a good kill by our Tracer. There will be the chest up soon. Hopefully the enemy team will run into that. That would be nice. There's the chest. I guess they'll just let us have it. Whoop, watch out for that. Okay, Asmo won the fight on bottom. That's not so great. And there goes Tracer up top. Little laser. Yeah, that'll do it. Asmo did go laser build, so we gotta watch out for that. We're going to change this here. We're going to put that there now. Hopefully somebody walks into this. We'll just want to be careful. So I know Chromie is up here somewhere. There she is. Hello, friends. I'm going to put that here. Now if I can get Chromie to walk over there and push her over, she'll be in a rough spot because she doesn't have a whole lot of mobility of her own. Not that I have any follow-up on my team right now here on the bottom lane.
Yep, I see him all right.
We'll take this, thanks very much. We are down in experience, which is to be expected. Gazlo's been killed twice. I just ate that. That wasn't the brightest thing in the world. Oh, not so great, not so great.
Choose a talent.
So I'm already not a fan of how we're playing this. We're getting outplayed on bottom. We're losing the experience on because of Asmodan. I mean, it's just going to be a tough match to play against to begin with. As I knock into the mic again, I'm going to get hit. Yep, there we go.
Oh, just leave this here.
Nope, we're going to go like this.
Delivery call. Whatever your name is.
Let's run away. I don't want any part of this. Okay, Nova is... Oh, got her. Good job, Lily. Okay.
I love my job.
Very good.
Alrighty.
So that removes the stealth aspect for a few seconds. Gotta watch out for Chromie nukes, however. Oh. So like that. There I can just do one of these. Be a little disruptive. I probably can't stop it completely, but I can shoot another one down there. Very good. That is their healer. One of their healers ending right.
You're in the mood for some treasure, matey.
Oh, I'll stay away from that. Hello, friend. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I am going to get killed, though.
Stop me if you've heard this one before.
Oh, almost got away. Almost got away. Very good tracer. I like it.
Brings a cheer to me eye.
Now we had 21 coins. I would love to be able to turn some of this in. Tracer is going to get stopped. She might need to bail out.
Dooly dooly.
Yep.
Do go on.
I'm going to head back over here.
Take out this target.
I guess we're not going to turn in. Oh, that's a time trap.
Delivery for whatever your name is.
Good job, Tracer. Taking care of Ana.
Do that anyways.
Take out this target.
Seems we've
Nice,
reached
very
an
good.
accord. Let's show your enemies
All right.
a jolly good time.
Alrighty.
We did it! I never doubted us.
Aiming's overrated. Oh, this'll be good.
Old Blackheart's got a gift for you.
All right, good job, team. Way to do work. Got the kill on Nova. I'm going to eat that because that was silly.
See you later.
Well then, who's got the coin for me service?
Now,
Get the gold piece.
having the best time. How about you? Fire in the hole!
Pair of kills there. Very good.
You already knew that. Yep.
Wow.
I see 'em all right.
We got some coins that I want to pick up.
Walking. Why not?
And our team is flaming each other because why not? It's good times. I like it. Thank you, KT.
I'm having the best.
All right, hopefully we can turn in before they come and engage. I might not even get a turn in here. This might be everyone else. Chromie knows we're here. Hello, friend. And we'll get the one, which is great. I got 7 coins, so I do want to be careful.
We're on, boys! Ha-ha! Let's liven up this place!
We'll just toss some nades here toward the bottom. I'm going to put this over here just in case of getting away. I'm going to be a little more aggressive with my steel trap. It's a shame that I did not have my ult up there. I would have been able to do some work.
What are ya waiting for? Fire!
Oh, I want to get away now. This is bad news bears. This is where I need to disengage, unfortunately. We're going to mute all the people. Actually, let me mute all the people by getting into safety. Okay, great. So here's where we're at. They are bottom. I'm going to not mess with that. I'm actually not going to mess with this either. What can we do? We can throw some grenades. I want to be careful.
Love it.
They were definitely going to get that. There really wasn't much that I was able to do. That's an interesting time to cast Cleanse.
Let's see how you handle 2 chests at once.
Alright, I guess I get to be the keeper of the coins. I would love to get a turn in now. I bet you they're there. I see. We are going to go Ripper Air. I want to get these coins out of here. I'm way too squishy, especially against this team, so I do want to get rid of them. Fantastic.
Fire in the hole!
Ah. That was unfortunate timing. So my Ripper Tire got hit by Chromie's Sandblast, and it got exploded. So it completely wasted ult, which is very
They're all
unfortunate.
paid up? Bah, who cares? Let's get to the fun part.
I see him, all right.
Nope. Oh shit.
You'll like this one. Oh, do go on.
Fire that cannon, or I'll fire
Hey
your
team,
skull
where
off
are you paying
instead.
attention? There was just a Nova. We're wasting time here. We need to be doing something. We've got a push going up top
Don't be working
that we
for
should be
free.
worried about. Gazlo looks like he's going to take some mercs because Gazlo's doing Gazlo things.
Looks like your foe beat you to it. Let this be a lesson to you.
All bet. Well, you know.
You're cannon fodder.
Yeah. That wasn't quite what I wanted to do. We'll take it though. Let's just get to safety,
All cannons hold.
and we will
For a
hearth.
stroll. And I'm out of here.
You are not well.
Alright. So it's a close game. We do have the structure advantage. We do have a bit of an XP lead, which is very nice. We've got a couple more turn-ins than they do so far, which means they can catch up with that.
Fire in the hole!
Hopefully this doesn't happen again. It does.
Oh, much better. Hey, not bad. Not bad at all.
Oh, I ate that. So I didn't quite see what happened. I think I got stunned out of my, I think I got slept or stunned out of my Rip Tire. Which is unfortunate because they were all grouped up. That would have been a perfect time for it. We did get a kill on Anna in the meantime though, so that's one of their healers. Chromie goes down. We're going to lose this fight, it looks like. Nope, never mind. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. There you go, spread volley. Oh, KT, you greedy boy.
Chin up.
Yeah,
We'll get them back.
it was tough. That was just a greedy situation there. Alright, I'm not going to be able to stop this turn in, so I'm going to go bottom and try to clear out some of this nonsense.
Looks like your enemies all paid up. Fire, you blackguards!
Yep, I see him, all right.
To Davy Jones' locker with you.
I would be worried about boss, but I guess they didn't go. I see them on the mini-map up here. They're just not bothering. Now they've got an XP lead, and that's what we need to worry about.
Anyways,
They're going to get to 20 before we do.
Cease fire! If they want more, they'll need to pay up first.
Are we gonna... What are we doing? They're probably a boss. probably at boss.
More walking. Why not? Here we go.
Yeah. Lily's got the right idea. We are too far away. They're not at boss. At least, not all of them.
Go back. Well, you know.
We're gonna get there way too late. They're not there. Alright, we're gonna throw that down. We're gonna throw one of these down.
Fire in the hole.
See what we can do with this. You get exploded, you take some damage. I'm fine not getting the kill there. She can't recover that.
Yep. I see it.
What good's a pirate without a little treasure?
Double kill.
Very good, good hit on the Asmo by KT. Oh, I hope that wasn't the real Nova. Good.
Goes the weasel.
Okay. We're gonna throw one of these here. Hopefully Nova doesn't plink me. I bet you she does. A turn in would be very nice. Okay. Fantastic.
We're on, boys! Ha-ha! Let's liven up this place!
That's not quite what I wanted to do. Hopefully Gazlo's got this. Gazlo may have this. I still have 4 coins.
We need these mercs for backup.
Fire at will!
Too right.
Not much that I can do there, buddy. Sorry.
Well then, who's got the coin for me services?
Fire in the hole.
Oh, I'm dead now.
There we go.
Very good. Good job, team.
Hey, look, why don't you hit up a healing fountain? Because you're bleeding all over my clothes.
Alright, they're going to get 20 before us. That's just about down. I would love to be able to kill that. I do want to be careful that I'm not caught out. Let's go hang with the team. Are they going in?
Your enemy has it out for you!
Yep, this one's for you.
Destroyed him.
Fire, you blackguards!
I guess we're not going to go there.
Think I'll go for a stroll.
I don't know what exactly that we're doing.
All cannons hold!
Choose a talent.
Oh, that's a good spot. Fire in the hole! Stop me if you've heard this one before. Too right.
This is the weakness of Junkrat right here. We've got a great engage on the enemy, and I just don't have the burst damage to do much.
That'll show him.
Oh, this move. For
Oh, that's gonna hurt the pride.
Alrighty.
I appreciate my team eating some of those shots for me, keeping me alive.
Get out anyways. Fire in the hole.
Excellent.
Alrighty.
We need these mercs for backup.
Yeah, that's an interesting call.
Uh-oh, gotta go. See
You
ya.
think you can open both chests, you landlubbers?
Doesn't look like we're gonna go boss. We're gonna go and engage the chest. Pardon the poor commentary. I'm just trying my best not to get myself killed. That's perfect. That is unfortunate.
Brings a tear to my eyes.
Take out this target.
10 seconds left on my ult. That's a good kill. Very good. Yeah,
Attack their core.
let's do it.
Yep, I see him alright. Fire in the hole.
Another soul taken.
Sensational.
While we're at it, let's
Perfect.
Let's attack their core.
yeah, one of those.
Delivery ball. Whatever your name is.
Mayhem.
Could we get boss? I would love to get boss. If we're not gonna take core here. Yeah. And it doesn't look like we are.
Oh, do go on.
They know we're coming because of that minion wave. So this should be fun. We're gonna pop this trap right around here, just in case. If they didn't know we were coming before, they sure should know we're coming now. Oh, rooted, not so great.
This one's for you.
Thank you, Lily. Appreciate the cleanse. Oh. Oh, Nova. We're gonna get it. Lily's probably dead. Oof, oof. She gonna get away? She might get away. Gazlo takes one for the team so Lily can get away. So the good news is we got the boss. The bad news is everybody died. They are going to have to defend it. I bet you Asmo's just lasering this stupid thing to death. Now, we did take care of that. That was almost dead. They're gonna have enough. No, they don't have enough for a turn in. So this may get some core damage, but it won't be enough to end the game. You would think at 23 minutes this would be stronger. Alright, we're gonna get this down to what? 80%?
The pain is
72. Okay. 68%. Fine. 68%, so that's good for us. We still have 2 of our keeps up.
Dooley dooley. Love it.
Go help Lily out here.
I say we take this mercenary kit.
Yep, I see him alright. Stop me if you've heard this one before.
There's still 1 coin up top. So they have enough to turn in.
Here be some fine booty.
And they did. Okay.
Looks like your enemies all paid up. Fire, you blackguards! Don't wait for me! Fire, you idiots!
The enemy has destroyed a fort.
We're gonna pick up this coin up top here. Okay.
That's enough!
That might be enough for a turn in.
We don't be working for free!
We need these mercs for backup.
We have enough to cash in right now. The question is, do we do it? That is a kill on Nova. Fan-frickin-tastic.
Whatever you say.
I don't think that's enough to win, though, which is the unfortunate part.
Oh, that's a good spot.
Oh, that's not great.
Fire in the hole! Hey, where'd you go?
Kill. Triple kill.
God, you did it anyway.
That was cool.
This bomb's for you.
Boom.
Triple kill.
Let's get the turn in, and then push core.
Ah, nice one.
I'm gonna do it anyway, because... That's funny.
Here we go.
We're gonna get it.
They're all paid up? Bah, who
Fire in the hole!
to the fun part?
Alright, so that was a thing that happened. I didn't expect us to do quite as well, although it was a close game. Everyone had all the chances to blow this one up.
Kneel before us.
Who do we have for the MVPs? Lily was good.
MVP.
I'll give Lily some props. Didn't make the screen, which is okay. I didn't play all that well. Let's do some post-game commentary. We'll go over the talents. Then I get a level, so that's nice. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. Stats-wise, yeah, not too bad. You see, decent amount of siege damage. Second the team. Gazlo was just doing work all game long. Hero damage was pretty even across the board. So you do, like I said, surprising amount of hero damage for what you do. But it's not always bursty, which kind of leads you into some trouble. Their Chromie was blowing me up left and right. So let's look at the talents. I did go level 1, put some English on it. Increased frag launcher's travel distance. I wanted the extra distance against this kind of group. I wanted to stay as far away from Nova, and especially Chromie as I could, be able to do some stuff. Taste for explosions. Hitting a hero with frag launcher increases the damage. I did finally cap this off. There's just a lot of just random nade spamming I was throwing into the group to try to get the quest talents. I did waste a couple grenades onto Nova's decoy just to get the quest talent up and running. Tricky shuffles. When I have no charges left, move faster. Again, definitely wanted to do this against this kind of group. I liked Riptire. I think Riptire was a good one. I might have gotten some value out of Rocket Ride, but I think other than like the 2 times that I fucked up and lost my Riptire, more or less it was still, I think, pretty well. Ripper Air, Junkrat knocked back further. I had a couple of escapes, so I'm okay with this. I still like this talent. I'm not sure I'm using it to the best of my abilities personally, but I'm a big fan of this. You can definitely get a lot of movement speed, around the map using Ripper Air if you do it well. Spread Volley. This is where you get some of your burst damage. The level 16 tier is really where you get some of your burst damage. Where you either go Spread Volley, or maybe you can go like Burst Fire and get that all in one shot. I'm a big fan of Spread Volley. Just get your grenades out in a big wave here. Maybe pop Nova, who might be in stealth, something like that. And at 20, I did take the Riptire upgrade for extra oomph. Got a couple of cooldown reductions with that. So that's, yeah, I'll post the build up on Hero Surf. This is the one I've been using primarily, with a few minor modifications depending on the team. Depending on how I go, sometimes I do where is it? At 16, Burst Fire occasionally if we got a lot of CC. If I know I'm going to be able to hit all 3 grenades, Burst Fire at 16. Sometimes at 13, I've been taking Chattering Teeth or Bog Down, depending on how the game is going. So there are a few modifications that I've been playing with, but this is what I've been, messing around with. And as you can see, I'm only level 4, so I haven't quite got to play him in Hero League yet. But that's Junkrat in a nutshell. He's squishy. he can be good. You know, you might say 3 deaths, but that's largely because I was, you know, standing really, really far away from my team. That Nova, I'm really surprised the Nova didn't come and pick me off way more than she did. I don't know if she was just going after other teammates. She got killed 8 times. Maybe she was just not great, but she probably had plenty of opportunities to get a couple of, you know, vulture kills off me. So that's Junkrat in a nutshell. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know what you would have picked differently in terms of talents than I did, and all that fun stuff. Are you playing Junkrat? Do you like him? Let me know what you think. I'm really curious. I'm not a huge fan so far. I'm glad they buffed him a little bit. He definitely needed it, but it hasn't quite clicked with me just yet. So I'm curious if anyone else is, you know, having a similar experience. Anyway, my name, of course, is Conman. Thanks for watching, and I hope you come back soon. Take care.